Hello, good morning, and welcome back to my channel. Good evening. I am Damon Johnson, aka Naomi Wynters, singer, songwriter, producer, drag entertainer, writer, professional licensed cosmetologist. I mean, unless it's nutshells. Oh my god, I gotta do this. I don't believe in that. Customer's always right because the customer ain't always right. Um, and ordained spiritualist. And I come to you with love, light, and healing energy, transmuting any and all negativity, blinding any and all evil eye, taking that transmuted energy and using it to fuel our prosperity, fertilize our abundance, and fortify our safe space, where if you fuck around, the spirit team will expeditiously help you find the fuck out. Alrighty. At this time, we call back our energy from every person, place, thing, situation, job, project, whatever. Something that's tugging at us, that's no longer serving us and helping us to get to our highest good or highest level. And we transmute any negativity, use that once again, use that to elevate us. Ashe Somo to be. Today's energy card pull is the Tunnel card. The Tunnel card is ruled by number 41 in numerology. 4 and 1 make it number 5. Keywords for this card are hiding, passage, journey, lost, refuge, exploring the subconscious, and dark times. Astrology ruling this card is Capricorn. Timing here is divine timing. This is a look at the card of the day. And I agree. Someone else mentioned that, and someone's like, oh, you're not very good at what you do if you refer back to the book or etc. I would rather refer back to the book and be confident and read to you verbatim from source or from the source the information that you need to know, because my discernment or whatever took me and guided me there, because there's obviously something in that information that you need to know, and quite possibly I need to know. So if you ever see a tarot reader a year in, 6 months in, 60 years in, and they refer back to a reference point, I don't understand what the issue is. They took the time to check the facts to make sure they relate to you. And I think that's part of the issue, is that nobody fact checks when it comes to news on themselves. The news said it, so it must be true. And this is not. We're still in a heavy period or time of yellow journalism, and people will accept money for get the story on. So, rather report devastating or whatever else information, or spread misinformation without being a news source, or create rumors and lies. So yes, if you see someone pause to take a moment to fact check, you should actually be thankful that they're taking the time to relay you the correct information in that moment, because in that moment is when you're taking that in. Even if somebody comes back later, sometimes it may have already be embedded into you, like, that's what's right, but you said. So I'd rather someone correct themselves right in the moment if they can, or get you the correct information. That's just me and my input on that, because I try to use cards where I can show you what I'm talking about for that purpose. Just because a lot of people spend so much time in their ego feeling like they're better than, and then you look at them memorizing cards and what they mean, and they just stick one meaning to a card and forget that cards coming out together or paired with other cards mean so many different things. So anyways, with that being said, somebody is or take a collaboration, I do my pre-cut, they see that you're learning a skill or growing or implementing something, and it's causing a tower moment for them. You want to know why it's causing a tower moment for them? Because people have mental clarity. They see the success that you're getting. They see that you are breaking through the bullshit that they put in there, and the burdens they wanted you to have, they now have those burdens, and they have that extra responsibility, and it's hard work. Instead of them, like, they just wanted to be inspired by you and take your ideas, and see you in a place of limitless potential or as a free spirit. And now they're learning a very hard fucking lesson that is not. It's not that easy. They are learning that you really went through a lot, and that you really put in a lot of hard work, and that mentally being strong and holding it together every day. Well, and don't get me wrong, like, I haven't drinking forever, so last night I had like part of a margarita, and I was over it. And by the time I got back home, like everything that I like wasn't addressing was like seeping out, and it's just more so the frustration that I was already working through, with my ups and downs. So that was starting to surface up. And I was fighting it at first, but I was able to vent a little bit. And I usually do not vent to people. I usually just write it out. So anyway, so I am like venting a little bit, and then I felt bad because it was like I shouldn't be venting to you. Like you have your own things, but it's just when you get kicked when you're already down, and you just keep getting kicked when you stand up, but you keep standing up, it becomes tiresome. So um, it did feel a bit refreshing just to get that out there. And although I was venting through text, in my mind, I was like, well, I'm writing it, blah, blah, blah. So that happens. And the point of me is like these people don't realize, like, as I've said it multiple times, like nice people are tired of being nice to ungrateful people. And it's just at that point of like, the nice goes for so long before it's like, dude, cut the shit, or ma'am, cut the shit. It's like, what are you doing? Get your shit together. Um, so these people are, I guess, getting their reality check, or getting that truth of the matter. So on top of our tunnel card, we have the Hanged Man coming out and flying right over. So whatever this hiding or this passage, this journey, someone was being lost in a refuge, trying to be out in these dark times. But they're letting go of something, or letting go of holding on to the dark times, and getting a new perspective, getting enlightenment, accepting that they are no longer happy with whatever situation they're in. They're accepting that they've met someone in the collective, they've aligned, like maybe they've aligned with me, on my end, or they've aligned with you collective, and they're accepting that whatever they've attached themselves with because it was easier as not making them happier, because it is not easier. The easier aspect, as they're seeing now, would have been to do the work in and go towards the happiness or the joy that is presented with being with the collective. So they're learning to release these dark times. They are making the sacrifice, to move away from materialistic things, from step out of ego. It's like, I said it before. It's like maybe they got good D or good P, and that's the only thing that's keeping the person there. And it's like they found everything else somewhere else. And it's like, not saying that you don't have good down there, but it's like they were so detached, so emotionally unintelligent, lacked emotional comprehension, lacked willingness to be open or open their heart, that then now they're like getting this backfire regret as they move forward and see things happen and see that other things are boring, are falling apart, and blah blah blah. But anyways, long story short, they're seeing where they made their mistake, and they're learning, and they're detaching themselves, and they're in this place of this King of Wands energy, where they see you collective as this natural leader, this visionary, and it's like they're beating themselves up for something that they did. So there's an ending here, or death in the situation, because they're seeing the truth and realizing the truth. They could be going through a change, or they see you going through this change, this transformation, this metamorphosis here, which is in turn ending the cycle. They see you in this Queen of Swords energy, unbiased, judgment free, because like if you're not together, then like how can I judge you for not being together? But just letting you know, like you're going to endure like consequences. Like you put someone else over me and then expect me to be like, it's not happening. Like you're gonna go through the motions. Like you want me to have your trust. Like you're gonna have to give me trustworthy moments to gain. You want me to rely on you. You're gonna have to be reliable. I may miss you, but like if you can't respect my boundaries and stand on faith, then like how do you expect me to do the same thing? So they're like stepping into this energy, seeing to come back around from whatever they were in, their understanding, coming back in a place of independence, of clear boundaries. It's like a meme that's going around where it's like, I blocked my ex finally, but then there's like a toothpick on the lock. So it's like they're learning that like it doesn't matter. They cannot do that. So if they want this sun, they're going to have to lock it all off, block it off, because they're not going to get this new beginning without it. So in order for them to move forward and enjoy this sun, they got to let go. They got to release. And they can have this Fool, because they see that this new beginning with you is an opportunity for them to be in this lover's energy. So let's see what else comes out of the deck today. And if you see me, I am super excited. I can make my first pot of chili. I'm making it. Like, I'll be starting it in a moment. And my day is a long day, so yeah. So they say that there's this Ace of Wands here. There could be a new project or new inspiration, or they just are really heavily in this urge to create with you. They see your willpower, they see your desire, they see your power and or potential. And they see potential beginnings here. They see new opportunities for growth with you. So with getting this new perspective or letting go, they see the truth more so with you than ever, collective here. Yeah, and they see that it's going to take them being in a place of courage, continuing to be persistent. What are we talking about? Showing up and being accountable each day, continuing to release things that don't serve us each day, and continuing to drink your water, manage your business, continuing to be kind. So they understand that, like, this test of faith, like, you can't just think it, you have to be it, you have to put the action in, you have to put the work in, you have to show up for yourself. Again, as a multi-passionate person, like, I have to show up in so many different ways, and I have to find that place of balance. And so that's what I'm working on, getting that balance, getting my footing, and every day it's like a little bit of a different struggle. So I'm happy that I have things where I can set a week in advance, and I can, this is slotted here, this is slotted there. Sometimes things run over, but I have to be able to account for that. And I'm usually able to. So they see that it's here. They see that you're working towards saving money, that you're working towards building wealth and security, conservation, or even they want to work towards these things as well. So they understand that meditation and rest is here, and they see that you continue to have an alert for knowledge, or a thirst for knowledge, and they see that you have new ideas. You're continuously. A lot of people say curiosity killed the cat, but this is not a cat in reference, God. It's just curiosity, and you explore the curiosity of the mind. Maybe like as a child, you were one of those kids where you asked too many questions and you're continuously being told to shut up. But this is one of those situations where they're like welcoming you to question things and to believe things and to, experience. So that's what that Page of Swords energy is here. Let's see if we can get a third card out for today, and maybe even end up with a 3-card read. Somebody likes McDonald's, hash browns specifically. Somebody's in a place of acceptance or loss. It's like they realize that they fucked up. It was them being narcissistic, egotistical. It was just being a hoe, having frivolous sex, just doing whatever to get over, to feel good, and doing everything instead of the work. They thought that they were just having multiple casual partners would fill a void, and it's like no matter what they did or who they did, there was always a handout or always somebody needing something. Whereas maybe you dismissed and you needed something, but it was like you were pouring into them and you just wanted the support or the belief and the respect from them, and they wouldn't give that to you. They wouldn't give you the affirmation, or they wouldn't give you words of kindness. They just were like, okay, you're good, get out. And it's now weighing on them, because now these other people, it's like, are leeches and they're drained, whereas you were recharging and pouring into them, and it's basically you set a boundary, and that's what it is. And now that boundary is biting them in the ass, and they see the difference now. You stood in this energy of putting yourself out there again. You stood in this Queen of Wands energy, this courageous energy, this confident energy, this independent, focused energy with a zest for life, determination, and or joy. Yeah, this Queen of Wands here, and they see that with you, they can have that Ten of Cups here, that divine love, that harmony, blissful relationships, inner happiness. Once again, they see that they can have balance with you, and it's all once again they beat themselves up. They're trying to ask for forgiveness and work through it to get back to here because of all that shadow attachments, the toxicity, the third party, the competing from the third party, the rivalry, so they're moving on. They're moving on from this, leaving the baggage behind because they want this Two of Cups. They want this cup of love with you, and it's going to take them some work. And they're afraid maybe a financial loss, or I just don't have enough to offer you, and they're looking at it wrong because it's like you're working towards what you want, and if they support and or help you working towards what you want. It's like when one person starts a business and is working from home, blah blah blah, then the other person is automatically tied in, and they're like starting to realize and embrace that. Like, so there's right now could be stuck in this victim mentality here that they put themselves in, but there is planning and progress to come towards you, to leave home, to approach you, to reignite this. It's just they got to work through stuff. They could be dealing with a heartbreak right now. They could be dealing with a divorce, some deep emotional wounds and or scars or grief. And quite frankly, it's part of the process. And they didn't want to deal with that. They didn't want to let go. But dealing with this, going through this, whatever this deep emotional pain or trauma is, and healing and working through it, is opening them up to this Ace of Pentacles that they can have with you or they can have in general. And this Ace of Pentacles is having enough money or giving you the money they know that you're owed is going to bring them in this sun, this joy, this happiness, this positivity. This magician is going to pour into this action that you created. And they are a little bit disappointed because they held off because they see that you're a natural leader. And they could be in a place of feeling like, well, they're going to give me I'm going to give them this money and then they're just going to abandon me, which isn't necessarily the case. They feel like if they do this, then they won't ever hear from you again. But what I'm getting, collective, is like, I just need you to support my business and be there, or support me and be there. Like, you're worried about the wrong things. Like, because, for instance, it's like people will approach me and message me with certain situations or stipulations just because of a label or my position in bed, and I'm like, they're like, well, da da da, you're supposed to be this way because so, and I don't give a fuck what somebody else is doing. If anything that you know about me, I do not give a fuck what somebody else is doing. So don't message me treating me like one of them, because I'm gonna not only cut you off, I have no issue cutting you off and blocking and moving forward because I don't have time to play games. If you want to go the whole go do that, but do not include me in any of your bullshit. No time to be another notch on somebody's belt, part of anybody's rotation. And it's like you can't come to somebody and expect them to be like somebody else just because that's what you're used to. And when you get what you're used to, old keys won't open new doors. And if you got a brand new door there and you're still trying to get into it with an old key, you're going to be locked out, cut off, shut off every time. So it's like if you approach a new door, a new opportunity, even though like the patterns start happening, you feel like same shit, different day. If you treat it that way, it's going to end up that way. So you have to be open to change, open to and be receptive. Quit expecting the same of other people from people. Quit. If person A treated me like shit and I was kind to them, and then I just my limit hit. So yeah, I'm gonna treat them like shit in return because that's how they're treating me. Then if I go to person B and person B is in their mind like, well, they treated person A like shit, but person A didn't include that person A continued to treat me like shit while I was continuously kind, and I just got fed up. So that's why I reciprocated the energy or mirrored the energy that they were given. So now person B feels like, well, they're going to treat me like shit so I can be condescending. Well, even though you continue to show up and you continue to be kind and kind and kind and kind, good person B now continues to be condescending and treating you like shit again. So now person B is now getting mirrored the condescending energy that they were emoting on you. And they're also now getting the "you treated me like shit" mirrored back that person A kept relying. So now they're like both shocked and appalled, and now person C comes along and they're like, well, A and B said they were treated them like shit and were condescending. So now C is on this: do I experience for myself and or do I go off of ego of what they've told me? So person C now decides, okay, well, they're treating me kindly, so I'm going to mirror that kindness back. So you and person C are continuously mirroring this kindness and expressive and communicating, and allowing yourself the opportunity to go and build your own experiences. Now, person C is mad because now person C sees that you were genuine and authentic in what you were doing, and there was no ulterior motive or hidden agenda. So now person C goes back to person A and B and allows them to know how wrong they were in this situation, and more so person B, because person B didn't give you an opportunity to be yourself. They just went off of what someone else has told, once again without fact checking, went off of misinformation, because everybody wants to be the good guy while making the good guy the villain. And as I said before, I'm okay with being the villain in your story. I'm not even going to argue about it and fight about it, but you can decide for yourself if you're giving me the fair opportunity and chance, because I know my limits, and I know you're not going to come in and manipulate me, and I'm not going to deal with your bullshit. But at the same time, you're not going to treat me like shit and continue to think I'm a doormat because I'm nice and or kind. I'm going to sit back and let you dig your own hole, because once I've had enough, then I've had enough. So the cutoff is cutoff. When we part ways, especially if you think it's on a bad note or a good note, we part ways and cut off, it's done. No more of that shit. So it's like these people see you a natural leader for that type of energy. They see you as a visionary. They see you as putting your boundaries up and standing on them. They see that you get the bigger picture at the end of the day, and that you do overcome challenges here. And for a lot of people, because this is the truth, this is the authenticity, and you don't go defending yourself in situations that they created, they are experiencing tire moments for all the lies that they've told. While people are getting mental clarity on you and seeing the success and breakthroughs, these other people are saying that the reason you have boundaries and limits, like for me, like I am multi passionate. Like I do a lot. For me to do my tarot, my workout, get things in the mail for my businesses, and then still be able to help someone else with clients that's also helping me with my business. It's like I need time, and then still the time to come in and get music in or have me time, read, write. Like it's not like optional stuff. It's a balance, and one thing isn't overtaking another. Yes, I need this and that, but like I'm not gonna drain myself from other things that are making me happy and pushing me forward just to fill in a void elsewhere. So that's where I'm at with that. And yeah, Page of Swords. It's like new ideas are coming out, and it's people are now understanding with that mental clarity, that success and breakthrough, and it's like being introduced or being brought around to other people that are multi-passionate, that get it and that understand, or like I said, I before, like I've had a lack of support in things that I do for my family, blah blah blah, mothers. So seeing more mothers that are like going with the flow and swinging, and even though it's stressful, allowing their kids to explore their interests, and when they are bored with those interests, allowing them to pick up whatever they're in. Like you can't. Again, you can't force somebody that's developing and growing to do what you want them to do if they're not interested in doing that. They have to show an interest. So it's more interesting seeing that more people now are stopping to try to force one to be like them, because everything doesn't work. Like it worked for you, but it doesn't work for everybody else, especially someone else that's already been established or is independent and thinks for themselves. And actually, it's been great to connect with other people, a different kind of woman that actually thinks, that's strong in her situation, especially while doing hair, strong in her situations, and that are confident and that enjoy being pampered, but also that read books and that like explore music, and they have multi-passions as well. And it's like in a place of connecting where they understand what it's like to be forced to do something while you're passionate about other things and not have that support. So that's been a very nice thing lately, and it's also been nice to connect or cross paths with more emotionally intelligent men as well, because there's a lot of that lack where men are toxic women are like, well, men shouldn't cook and men shouldn't um, express emotions, and it's refreshing to see those people be able to be expressive no matter how much masculine or feminine energy they have. And as well, to see them like, look at them, well, you don't want me to cook, I'm not giving you money to go out, so either you figure out how to cook or you shut up and let me cook. It's like little things like that. And it's like, I don't know. It's like growth in certain areas and ways, because don't get me wrong, some people, they're older and they're tired of cooking and they just want to be out, and I applaud you. Go out, enjoy your date nights, enjoy your time, but at the same time, somebody that's like running through McDonald's all the time versus someone that's like at home, I'm going to choose the person that's at home cooking meals or can cook meals at home. Like, it's a little bit refreshing to not run through a drive-through all the time and worry about like obesity or all the chemicals and additives that go into your body from foods. Someone's in a Knight of Swords coming out in reverse. Someone's in a restless, unfocused, aggressive energy because maybe they're burnt out and it's time for a break. Impulsive, someone's moving in no direction, and maybe it's because they see that you are continuously coming up with new ideas, and like, you work towards something and they try to lean in and you flip the whole script, you change directions on them, you pivot immediately before they even grasp it, and now they're like stuck copying something that they don't know how to do. People see that you're diligent in what you do. With this, they see that you pour into your passions, you put the hard work in, you show up, and you're not just working for the now and immediate quick results, but you're working for long-term views, long-term results. You show up and you put hard work in, perseverance here, diligence. The High Priestess energy here, intuition, sacred knowledge. So, yeah. Page of Pentacles. This is something that you manifested here. This is a reflection of your hard work. This is a financial opportunity that's coming to you because you continue to develop your skills, or it's coming to you to help you continue to develop your skills. People see how ambitious you are. People see your desire to grow, your desire to be stable, your desire to be financially independent, not just wealthy, but financially independent, self-sufficient. And they see the diligence and the details that you put into growing, and people see that you're absorbent to news, new information, or things that are going to allow you to grow and be successful in different areas and arenas. While not only trying to get to know you, but trying to be supportive and not be abrasive or abuse your boundaries. King of Pentacles here. Once again, they see that you could be, or you're going towards this King of Pentacles energy. They see that your kindness, your self-love, your self-confidence, your boundaries, your they see that you built yourself up from nothing to put yourself in a place of being a wealthy person, a wealthy business leader. And I feel like and this is because I'm going through this too now, but I feel like the more people are starting to see you for you and not base you off of what other people feel or expect, they're starting to understand more why you are the way. You're that way because of what you've been through. And, regardless of what anybody says, it takes a very strong person to continue to show up and continue to be kind when people continue to attack you behind the scenes, in front of you, continue to overlook you, continue to downplay you and your intelligence, continue to create rumors and lies, continue to say you're not ready for things, and continue to create blockages, but you continue to show up in kindness, continue to be up. Do you know it takes a very strong person to do that? It's very easy to be mean, very easy to be hateful, but to continue to be strong, continuing to be kind, and continuing to push forward, even when people are disrespecting you and playing in your face. It's like you want to be in this place of negative thoughts and in prison, but you continue to, you just don't. You continue to allow yourself the growth and the opportunity, continue to plan, continue to make discoveries. And I understand there comes a point where the limit exists, and I'm going to keep saying that because Mean Girls taught us the limit does not exist in the math equation, but the limit does exist. Your boundaries have a limit where you're just done and you're going to explode. So people aren't respecting them, then it's creating issues on both ends, because if you don't respect my boundaries, then why should I respect yours, um yeah. So take your time, grow, put your foot down, and allow people, allow connections to happen naturally for you. Allow you to experience other people for them. Remember, we all go through things, so we all have bad days. We have good days. We all have times where we're more receptive than other times. Don't take it personal because you don't know what's going on in someone else's life. You also can't go to other people. Once again, we're going back to this. Jimmy over here offers $35 haircuts and starts copying somebody else that's doing $55 haircuts. Maybe Jimmy at the $35 is trying to work up their way to get to the $55 haircut. But also Jimmy at the same time, it's like, well, you can't, you shouldn't be going over here and getting mad at this person because they're working to feed their table, and now you're interacting with this. And those people that, well, go with the cheaper one, go away. You continue to go over there and be like, you're once again comparing apples to oranges, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to be bitter and upset with someone for having high standards or high morals because they are high value. So that shouldn't that match? If you already know they're high value and high vibrational, and not just high, but give off a high frequency, why should they be lowered to your frequency? You didn't put the work in to get up there. You don't know what this person went through to get to where they are, and you don't know their backstory and their experiences. It makes me think of that sound, I'm not just a bitch, I'm a bitch with a backstory. Like, you don't even know my backstory. You just went off of what somebody else is jealous of, um, went forward and said to you, and you believe that. So make sure when you start hating somebody, they legitimately did something to you. Because for you to hate somebody because somebody else is bitter, and they're not talking about the kindness, and they're probably only bitter because you quit being kind to them. We've quit being kind to them because they were disrespectful and rude and found moments to be in your face and always have a read or something shady to say. That's not my friend. Why do I want to keep being kind to that person and pouring into that cup? Can show up in a dressing room and it's like, hey girl, da 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 da. Meanwhile, right before I got in there, I could have stood by the door and listened to them talk shit about me. And I still came in and was kind and did the show in kind and didn't say anything while they're all staring and like, ugh. But it's okay. It's like, I've been this way. I know I can read when the energy's off in the room, or you're talking shit, or you're doing something shady. You don't want me there. Fine, don't invite me. It's okay. I'm used to it. But it's like, you hate me because someone else is mad because I don't want to be their friend because they're a manipulative, using person. And you feel like because you are letting them manipulate and use you, I should be doing the same thing. Nobody. That's a journey and a ride that you're going to be on your own. And when you get to the limit and get fed up, you now are going to come to me. So it's like one of these types of energies. And I always like speaking when I'm speaking in this tone from experience, because it's like, I know what I'm talking about, and I read the energy and I see the energy. Generally, if somebody hates me, it's because they're jealous, or I cut them off, or I block them, and I quit being kind to them. Or if somebody starts talking rude to me, it's like they have tried to do all this research, and people have tried to villainize me or make me a victim in a situation that they created, and it's fine. It's always fine. Me, I show up for me, and the people that get to experience me, continue to experience me based off of their own fact finding, based off of their own information, see the truth. And nobody has to run around, well, that's not, I'm good. I'm okay with it. at peace with the situation. I'm at peace with whatever horrible label and rumors you started, because you are bitter. And it's like, especially when someone sees love is coming in for somebody else that rejected them, or both people rejected them, they're this way. They see that you're moving forward and accomplishing goals, they become this way. And it's like they create these blockages once again out of jealousy and bitterness. And you should allow yourself to experience people and meet people and not have other people nagging in your ears and blah 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 based on their experiences. They have those experiences because of how they pour into them. What do they say? You pulling a dog's tail, and then if it bites you, you shouldn't have pulled its tail. Or somebody saying that's hot and you continue to touch it and you get burned. You should guys should know my face is very expressive. So like if my mouth don't say it, my face has said it. So you choosing to ignore that warning and then being shocked when it comes out of my mouth is your own call. Like if you can feel the energy change and you just be like, "What with me?" or are you upset with how you handled the situation? Because I guarantee most times you're upset with how you handled the situation. A lot of you know that you're wrong and we're in your ego and things, and you won't accept that until someone else has to point it out. And it is what it is, but you learn, you live, and you grow. So I hope that you continue to show up for yourself and you continue to put the work in if you're not putting the work in. I hope that if you need growth, you continue to journal, go outside, put your toes in the sand, the grass, take in the sun, ground yourself. Um, Drink water and mind your business and drink your water. For those of you that have been on this journey and you understand the struggles, you understand you have good days and bad days, but you still continue to show up, round of applause. Pat on the back for being accountable. I love you all so much, especially if no one has told you. Continue being kind to yourself. Continue pouring into your self-love, your self-confidence. Continue to walk by that mirror and say, damn, I look good. Flawless. You know, whatever it is you need to do, continue to speak your words of affirmations. I look good. I look fly. Oh, my mama. You know, continue to whatever works for you. That means you gotta have a rap out session to Trina, Megan Thee Stallion, Victoria Monet, whatever before you start your day. Do it. Play that power song that gives you that pumps you up and boosts your self confidence for the day. Do what you need to do, as long as it's not harming anybody else, tearing somebody else down, but allowing you to grow, allowing you to pour that self love into yourself, that self confidence. Don't forget, it hurts nobody for you to stop in front of a mirror and say, you look good, girl. You're doing a good job. Bitch, you're doing a good job. You know, whatever it is. Continue to go to your God or your gods, to the universe, however you connect with deities. Continue to grow on your spiritual journey, whether it be organized religion or you're just a free-for-all hippie. Continue to do what works for you, even if you're misunderstood or labeled as weird. Continue to read your books. Continue to be nerdy, journal. Do the things that bring you joy, because that's going to help you to go into everything else and pour into everything else that you do. Again, I love you all. If you need a personal reading, visit my website, naomiwynters.com. Pick up some merch, some hair care, makeup, whatever else it is that I can help you with there. If you need anything else, little commissions, contact me and let's see. And smile, be kind, and feel your beat, boo. Have the day you deserve, and bye. And I will see you tomorrow. Drink your water, mind your business.